All right. So the first thing we're going to want to do is measure where we're at, so that we put this kit on here. You can see the change. So I'm going to measure the same place on all these, which is the bottom of the fender, center line of the wheel. Exactly 35 inches. There's inches. It's going to say before. All right. That's the first step. Second step is I set the safety brake, parking brake, which I've already done. All right, now let's jack it up and get it on jack stands. All right, so I've done a little bit of work here. I want to show you where I'm at. I've got the let's see here. Okay, so I've removed the tie rod ends, drag links and everything, and I removed the sway bar. So as you can see, sway bar mounts here and here, and it's gone. And then right here is the pitman arm. I've got my puller on it. I'm getting ready to put the whammy on it, pull that off. So that's where we're at. Of course, I got jack stands and safety jack stands. So that's just an update. We'll move on forward. All right. I've gotten to a point now where I can pull the driver's side I-beam out from under the truck. All these bolts are rusty, fighting me the whole way, and it's just not been a pleasant experience to say the least. But it's not been bad. I did break one bolt off on the other side. I'm going to have to deal with that. All right, all this is ready to come out. I need to jack this up a little bit. I got one bolt holding it in. I need to put a little bit of, put a little pressure over here on this side, right here. I think I need to jack it up high enough to where I can get the I-beam pivot out, and then all right, so let's see. Pop that I-beam pivot out. Then I got one bolt right here. Yeah, actually I can go ahead and take it out, and then we'll pop that I-beam pivot out, I guess. Everything is Should be free. Come out. All right. There we go. So, I don't know why I got that. I need a die bar. I guess I could pry with that, but that's not proper. Here we go. Get me a pry bar here. After I drop this out, drag it out of the way, I'm going to have to clean up over here. Got a mess. Rusty. All right. There's the radius arm mount. And looks like all we got is the pivot. Let's see if we can just lower this down and it fall out from under there. Gently. Let's see. Put that under that rotor so it don't come crashing down. All right. All right. Here we go. Oh, she's heavy. All the weight's out here. All right. There's one side. Gutted. I need to put this pitman arm nut and bolt right there. So I've got these suspended with wire so I don't have no pressure on the brake line. I've got the other side is loose, all except that back radius arm bracket, which it looks more plumb out. Bushing in it looks, that's still pretty tight. I got new bushings for the radius arm. I'll knock them out, put new bushings in, clean all this up. Check his out. This is a first look. Let's see. Gee, that's nice. Holy cow. All right. And then this one. This one is get the right one here. Do a little comparison. It's really hard to work on all this and video it too, so I'm just going to try to video the milestones, the big moments, because most of it is just fighting with rusty bolts for a period of time. So no need in showing that. Man, that thing's heavy. Let's just pivot this around here. What I'm wanting to show here, or wanting to compare, which one is this? Yeah, here we go. Check that out. So that's going to go in place of that. Guess it pushes up here like that. Heck yeah. And then you've got this goes in place of this. And if you notice, looks to me like if you line up the pivot bolts these are higher. Well, what that's going to do, when you bolt it back on the same place, it's going to lower that new arm, and that way the angle helps the angle. All right, I guess help the angle is not the right word. It's going to help the caster. The caster is the, if you look straight down on the tire, it's whether it tilts backwards or forwards is the caster. And then if you look straight down on the tire and it toes in, or the bottom tips in or out, that's camber. So caster is what we're wanting to affect. And we're, you know, as we go down, if this point stays the same, it's going to do like that. We want it to tilt back around. Then we'll take care of the rest of it with the caster camber bushings. So I broke a bolt off on the other side, and that means that I'm going to get to spend some time grinding with a cutting wheel to get it off. And the good thing is you all won't have to worry about it, because I'm going to cut all that out. But I broke that one right there off. Sorry, right there. And the problem is on the back side, the nut is welded to the bracket, and it's up behind a muffler. I guess it's a catalytic converter, actually. I guess I could cut that off and sell my catalytic converter and pay for this job. Just kidding. But anyway, I gotta cut this off and get it out so I can pull this whole assembly out, because it's ready to go. So I'll be back once I get. Okay, I'm back. I want to show you what I've gotten done so far. It's took me a few hours, but I got the passenger side I-beam disassembled and reassembled with the new radius arm. And what took me so daggone long was putting in a new I-beam bushing. This bushing right here. I had to use a press that sucker out, then use a sawzall to finish it up. It was a bear, I'll just tell you. I'll save you all the gory details. And I went ahead and chopped some black paint in here just to get it ready. And I got the radius arm bracket mounted on the passenger side. So let's go around to the driver's side. I'll show you where I'm at over here. All right, I've not rebuilt this one yet, so that's what it looks like when it comes out from under the truck. And that bushing is in bad shape. I'd say that's part of why I had a lot of play in the front end. Bushing on this one doesn't look too bad. This bushing right here, I don't know that you'll be able to see anything, but it's in, there we go. Just rusty, but you know, maybe it's all right, I don't know. So anyway, I put new bushings in. It's a royal pain in the rear to do it, but now's the time. I went ahead and shot a coat of paint up underneath here, get it ready. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I was going to set the camera up and see if you can watch. I'll put this, let's see, where's it go? Put this other radius arm bracket on. Goes right there, 3 holes. So maybe I can. Maybe I'll just do it right there like that, and let's see what happens. So first thing first is I need to disassemble the pre-assembled nuts and washers. So I'll do that right quick. I guess I could turn the camera where you can see what I'm doing. I forget we're trying to do a video here. Sorry. All right, how about that? I don't know why anybody want to watch this boring stuff here, but I guess it's part of it. Now this goes on just like that. This is the front of the vehicle. So .21, oh no, I'm sorry, 19 millimeter. All right, now I got to reposition here. Crank it back up. Be nice to have some light. Here we go. Now let's see how my video goes. Okay, so they're snug. So you got to line them up. Got to get the holes lined up where you want them, and just kind of jam it on there. And then you want to use a rubber mallet or a dead blow. I'm using a dead blow because I don't want to damage the epoxy he's got on it. I think that's pretty close there. Let's see. That light is right in my eyes, so get up here. All right, it's close. See if we can get one through here now. All right. I know that's loud. I'm sorry. All right, this needs to kick back. There we go. That one's in. I'm not lined up or something here. There it is. That's it right there. Just needs a little tap. I don't want to hit the bolt because I'll booger up the end of the thread. So it's in there. All right, that one's in. See, it needs to go back. There it is. There it is. So this side needs to go up a little. That's it. I just got a little bit of a bite in there. There it went. Other side went right in. I might have to edit that out. I know that's screaming loud. It's started. It's just tight. The hole is just snug. All right, we're started in. We're not through the back side yet. We're getting close. There we go. All right. Did I move the camera? Or can you still see? Where are we working at? Right here? You can about half see, I guess. How about that? All right, now I got to put nuts on the back side. Oh boy, this is a challenge here. Ain't a lot of room up in here. There's a catalytic converter, look like a double converter. And then you got your crossover pipe. All right, that one started. All right, let's see. Let's try to get this one here. This one up here is gonna be a, oh boy. All right, let's get where we can turn it here. Just enough room. Wiggle fingers up in there like this, holding it like that. Actually, holding it like that. I'm not flipping you off. That didn't work, did it? I can see here better. All right. Oh, yeah. Getting tired. I've been down here for most of the day, tearing all this out, getting it ready to go back in. I'm going to have to come down tomorrow and do the, I need to cut the brackets off the front. The old brackets are riveted on. Let's see if I can get this started here. Yeah, I got that started. I'm not tightening none of these up yet. I'm just getting everything in, and then we'll come back and put Loctite on them and crank them down. He's got a torque rating in the directions in his instruction book. 90 foot-pounds maybe. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm gonna have to back this one out. I can't get the washer on. All right. This is just general, not general. This is just basic mechanics. There ain't nothing special about this kit. I'm doing it. I don't have a lift yet. It's actually on my list, my wish list. Put a car lift in this year. Get set up for some more automotive work, but we'll see how this year goes, how it pans out. All right, got the washer started. Let's get the nut started. Let's see which one we got on this one here. But anyway, you could do this in your driveway, I guess, if the weather was nice. But in a garage with a concrete floor is definitely safer. Where you can get your jack stands level and shoot, I almost had it. I guess I can't talk and put that faster on at the same time. Oh boy, I almost did. What the heck? This definitely got to have some music error. Like Looney Tunes or something. Right there's where it is. Let's get that started. All right, it's started. All right, those are all started. I'm just going to put a little bit on them so the nuts don't come off. I'm going to be cutting up here with a cutting wheel and a grinder and stuff, so there'll be vibration. I just want to put enough on here to keep them from coming off, and then I'm going to come back, like I said, and I'm going to come back and Loctite them. No, but what I was saying was just you could go to Harbor Freight and buy you some tools. Do this yourself, and I'm sure if you had a buddy to help you, which I do have buddies to help me, but I've decided I'm going to try to put this on myself since it's over the Christmas holiday. All right, that bracket's on. You buddy. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to disassemble this this other I-beam, get the spring off, get the radius arm off, get the bushing out of it, put a new bushing in, new radius arm, new spring, paint it. If I get all that done tonight, I'll be happy, because then I need to come in tomorrow, and that's got screws in it, or bolts on the back side of that bracket. That bracket's got to come out, but the front side has got rivets, so I need to ground them rivets off. And I think he talks about wanting to drill them out. Let's see, where's that other? The other bracket is up underneath here. I can get you up in there maybe. So there's the other one. You see it's riveted on also. So I need to grind all that off and get the new brackets installed. And I got the puller on the pitman arm. That's as far as I got. It's not popped loose yet. So I need to work on that a little bit. I gotta pop this off, and maybe when I get this bracket out of the way, I'll have a little more room here to work. I may even come back here and, well, I was gonna say I might notch this a little bit more, give me more room, but I may not. Get this bracket off the way, I can get in here a little easier. This baby's tight, you know, that's just how those are. They're pressed on, and I got some PB Blaster on it, soaking. I need to shoot some more up there on it tonight. So then I come back in tomorrow. I need to take these off. They're gonna get replaced, get dropped down. I've already taken the brackets for the sway bar. It's gonna get a drop down bracket to go back on. Going real good. Boy, it's just a job. Just doing some mechanic work. This right here, forward, this shock position, forward ought to have parts of their body cut off for doing this. You can't get in here. It's awful. Awful position to try to work. Anyway, I guess I need to quit complaining. Get to work. All right. Oh. But no, what I was saying is, you go to Harbor Freight, pick you up some tools, just do this yourself, and then when you're done with the job, you own all the tools. That's the price of, you know, you can pay somebody to do this kind of work, and you know it probably costs $2,000 to pay somebody to put all this on, and or you can go buy you some tools, like I said, at Harbor Freight, which mine are a mix of Craftsman and Harbor Freight. And then we just got this box this year. Matt went and picked it up. Started collecting all of our tools here. Got a couple of floor jacks. Like I said, they're from Harbor Freight. I think they're $100 floor jacks, the big ones. You know, if you had $2,000 in tools and you did this job yourself, I mean, that'd be awesome, because then you own the tools and you can do more work. You can, you know, as you go. Then the next job you do, instead of paying somebody to do work, go buy the tools that you need for that job and just keep collecting tools, and very short time you get enough tools to do all the work yourself, and it's pretty rewarding. All right, I got to set this camera down here and take my gloves off so I can turn this camera off. So we'll get back to work, and I'll quit rambling, and we'll talk to you here in a little while. All righty, I thought I would show you the fun stuff here. I'm gonna press this bushing out of the center. I've got a new bushing to put in, so you get to see all the excitement associated with that. This sucker's a bear to deal with. Let me get lined up here a little better. All right, let's see where that's at. I'll get my hand out of the way here once I get it started. All right, so don't want to be on the bushing down here. You're right beside it right there. Get lined up on the centerpiece. All right. This is a multi-step process. First thing I do is push the center bushing, the spacer. Just push it out, just tear it right out of the center. And that gives me enough room to get a sawzall blade down in there and cut this in 2 places. Then I can take a punch and roll it in, because it's pressed in and it's been in there a long time. It's not budging. Alright. Alright. So it's out the bottom. Just trust me, it's out the bottom. Now I need to push my socket out. Because now the socket is in place of the bushing. Is that gonna work? Alright, so that's not high enough. Let me get I can push with this, and then once it gets down low enough, I'll switch it back out. Lined up here. I'm a little bit whopper jawed. There we go. I got the back end of this sitting on a garbage can because I needed something high enough to hold that. So all I'm doing right now, making noise, but I'm pushing the socket down far enough so that I can get this. All right, put right there so I can get this extension on. Down there. It's pushed out the side and it's all up in my way here. See if I can get this off here. There you go. There we go. So there's the center core. Pushed it out. I just want to support this now so I can push my socket out. It don't take much. Boy, it's tough. I think these are probably okay. It's really hard to tell. But I went ahead and bought new ones. Now's the time to put them in. All right. All right, so got our sockets back, got our extension back. We'll drop them back in the case over here. It doesn't matter what size you use as long as it works. So it doesn't matter. All right, let me get this down on the floor and we'll resume. Okay. So I got the old bushing out, put a little grease on it, cleaned it up first, put a little grease on it. Got the new bushing ready. Now let's get this up on the table where we can deal with it. Thing is just really heavy. Coming in hot. All right, so I need to flip this over. Wash my fingers, of course. get it somewhat positioned here. Needs to roll a little bit. Let's see here. Put a little something under it. All right. All right, that's a start. All right, so here's the new one. There's a tapered side or chamfered side. That's the side it goes in. So get him started. Got a plate set on there. Come down on it. We'll get this straightened up here. Put a little pressure on it here first. Man. Okay. That should work. Put a little pressure on it and see if it's gonna go down in there. All right. All right, we got her started. Let me back it off just a little bit. I want to move this plate here. I don't want it to hit. Yeah, looks like I think it'll be all right. The press is kind of leaning forward in order to square up like that. I'm not under it good here. There we go. That feels all right. It's there. Just want to put some pressure on it. Make sure it's straight. All right. That's it. Need to let her down here. There you go. Take you in for the close-up here. There you go. So that gets that radius arm put together. I mean I-beam. Man, I can't keep these straight. That puts the I-beam together. Now I'm going to drag it out here on the floor. We'll assemble it. All right. So let me get this down off there. Here's the old one that came out. You make some space here for it. Clean up a little bit. All right. Let's get that down in the floor and assemble it, we'll be done for the night. Oh boy. Thing is a burr. It's a burr. Okay, so let's flip him up here. That's the bottom. Let's flip him around this way here. Alright, there. So I can keep this up out of the way. Don't get damaged. Is that right? No, that's upside down. That's the bottom. Man, turn it over. Alright, there. That's the way it goes, like that. Okay. Well, it's not going to sit there until I put this radius arm on, and then it'll sit there. Okay. Looks good. Okay. Here's our hardware. Spring cap, spring bushing, I guess, and nut. Let's put this on not upside down. So, okay, let's do this. Make it easier on me. Turn it up like that. There. All right. Okay, I'm going to roll this over. I'm not going to crank this all the way down because you got to, before you crank it all the way down, you got to put spring on it. Okay, just quit right there. That's probably too tight even. Ouch. Poking me there. I'm in my glove. Oh. Alright, let's just leave it right there. Might have to do a little work on the back of this, trimming it. Alright. I'm gonna put a little paint on this. Just make it look pretty. There's still something in my glove. Something in my hand, what it is. Let's take care of that right now. Yep, little piece of metal sliver there, I see it. All right, good as new. All right, so tonight we've done a lot. Be doing it by myself, which that's my choice because I got people that will help me. All I gotta do is make a phone call and they'll come help me. But the goal of this project was I wanted to do my own wrenching as much as I can, and I've got time right now to do it. So that's the idea here. Knock some of this crust off of it. It don't have to be perfect. Well, if you do buy the Harbor Freight brushes, be gentle. They do break. I just broke one. Okay. All right, let's put a coat on the back side here, and then we'll turn him over. Oh, I can't see nothing. I'm going to turn this around this way. Try not to blind y'all. I was taught that when you paint, always do the corners. Do your corners first. You know, with a spray paint at least. Do the corners first. Then that way you won't miss them. This can's about empty. Come over and get a shot over here. We'll flip it over. I'm gonna try not to get it on the rotors. Those are pretty new rotors. Just got put on there like last month. New brakes, rotors. Don't remember. We didn't do ball joints. It didn't need them. But I don't think. No, we didn't do ball joints this time. Didn't need them. So. I like to use gloss paint. I like the black, of course, but the gloss is easier to clean. Flat black or flat colors, they when they get dirty, they don't clean very well when you go to the car wash. So I like to use the whatever I call it, the gloss. Get this side here. I'll touch it up after I put it in. I'll lay up under there and catch anything I miss, but this is a good measure right here. All right. Good as new. Kinda. Let's move this over here out of the way. Got paint on my hands. Couldn't imagine why. All right, I'd say that's good for now. And then we got this other spring. Might as well set it on there. Don't want to go too deep, mar the enamel. All right, get my knife here. I think I showed this earlier. I'll show it again because it's just pretty awesome, actually. So there's the old spring, and let's see, it goes this way. Here's the new spring. Now that is cool. Let me find a tape measure here. Let's see what kind of difference we got here. Let's see, about 6 inches actually. So that's pretty outstanding. So let me move this over just a little bit more out of my way. Put this spring on it. Yeah, I might have made it too tight. There we go. All right, there we go. Hot diggity dog. So the only thing we have left, major, is the 2 I-beam mounts. I gotta cut them off. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll clean up here and call tonight. Catch y'all later.